Chris Bassett will be on the mound for the Mets, coming off a win against the Phillies in the second game of a doubleheader in Philadelphia last Sunday. Looking for his 5th win of the year. Starts the night 7th in the National League in ERA. And is lifted out to left center. Back goes Nimmo. Plenty of room. And that's the first out of the night. And Bassett takes care of him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And Francis retired for the second out.
Fastball got a lot of plate under it, above the belt.
And there's ball 4, so he comes right back to the breaking ball, and he walks Suarez to put 2 men aboard for Winker.
3-2 pitch. They are loaded up for Julio Rodriguez.
He's been shaking him off. Got him.
Fly, and did they get him?
I tell you what,
the call on the field was safe. McNeil thought that they had him, but Suarez clearly hurt himself on that dive back into the bag. Well, his foot was there.
Yes, he did.
He went with the other hand, and it looked like he might have got him on the back before the right hand hit the bag, so he might be out. And the Mets are challenging the call.
And that's just falling asleep on the bases.
The safe call at second base.
What an enormous play this would be if the Mets get this call overturned, and it looks like they probably will.
That's just falling asleep.
After review, the call on the field is overturned to an out.
And so the inning comes to an end.
Saturday nights in New York City are often very exciting. Can you imagine what's going through the mind of this young man right here, George Kirby, out of nearby Rye, New York, just north of here in Westchester County. He's going to face the New York Mets here with about 100 family and friends in attendance. Right down to Suarez. One away. His fan base really fired up.
And Marte lines one toward the gap in right center field. That's down for a base hit. Cut off deep and then knocked down by Rodriguez, so Marte's going to turn and try for 3. Relay throw by Frazier to third, and Marte is out. That's going to challenge the call at third.
I wonder about the tag. The center fielder made the bobble, but it made a good relay throw. Let's see the tag.
So the Mets have already won one challenge, and now they'll try another one. Did he get the hand in before the tag?
The out call at third base.
Yes, he did. He might have. The fingers were in the air, but the heel of the hand might have hit the bag before the tag. It's going to be close.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
Triple for Marte, first of the season. With a runner at third, 1 out, brings up Francisco Lindor.
Lindor up the middle. That's a base hit, and that'll bring in the first run of the game. With the infield drawn in, Francisco hit it right by him. Marte in to score, and it's 1-0 New York. 20th run batted in for Lindor, who snaps an 0 for 9 stretch with that base hit.
Lindor covers nicely, infield in, forget it.
So the Mets score in the first inning for the 4th consecutive game.
2-2 pitch. JP on the dive, slide, gets up, nice play. JP Crawford.
Yeah, he can smile about it. It was a great play.
Probably soaking wet too. And the other thing too, it would have been a hard play for Frazier given where he was coming off the grass, right?
Yep. Diving play. That was on the curveball, by the way. We're just talking about it. Yeah, I think the way that Smith can get down the line, it'd been tough for him to throw it out. So it's a good move by JP to take it.
Nimmo slaps one down to third, and it beats Suarez, who tried to lay back on it. Nimmo takes a hard turn. Winker struggled picking it up, but Nimmo had already slammed on the brakes.
No footwork from Suarez. He's not a good fielder.
And Marte drives this one to left center field toward the gap. Rodriguez diving. He can't make the catch. Nimmo is running all the way. He's to third. He'll stop there. Marte has his second extra base hit of the night. Julio Rodriguez came close to a gorgeous catch, but came up empty, and the Mets have second and third with nobody out.
I did not think he had a prayer to get to that ball, Gary. And here he gets to it. He just doesn't make the play.
Went a little too far, maybe.
Yeah, hit the heel of his glove.
Second and third, nobody out. Lindor, who drove in the first Met run with a base hit. And Lindor hits one down the right field line over toward the corner. Long one for Souza, and he gets there to make the catch. Tagging at third, Nimmo. He'll come in to score. Marte goes to third. Sacrifice fly for Lindor. He drove in the Mets' only run last night. He's driven in the first 2 runs tonight, and it's 2-0 New York. And Alonso takes a curveball for ball 4. So Kirby issues his first major league walk. Got Marte at third, Alonso at first with 1 out, a run home in the inning. And Jeff gets a breaking ball and drills it deep right field. Back goes Souza to the warning track, jumping, and he made the catch. A great catch by Souza in to score Marte. Alonso got back to first base safely. It is 3-0 New York, but what an amazing play by Steven Souza to take an extra base hit away from McNeil. Top of the batting order for the Mets in the 5th. Nimmo, who's 0 for 2, and he lines one up the middle, a base hit. So Nimmo greets Penn Murphy with a first pitch single, and the Mets have their 4th hit of the game. 1-2 coming, and Marte pops one up into shallow right. So 3 sliders in a row for Murphy, and he gets, and it's dropped. He's got to play at second. Nimmo sliding, and he's just out. So Souza, who made a fantastic catch in the 3rd inning, this time drops a routine fly ball, and then he lollipopped it to second base and almost lost the play there.
Runner at first, 2 outs. Pete Alonso, the hitter.
And he drills one down the left field line. That's going to go to the corner. Marte racing around second on his way to 3rd. Winker plays it. Marte being waved home. The relay throw will not be made by Crawford. It's an RBI double for Pete Alonso. 4-0 New York. Pete drilled it. Marte flying around the bases. 29 RBIs now for Alonso, and it's 4-0.
What a nice at bat by Pete. 2-strike hitting. Got a slider that hung finally.
And Rodriguez strikes out on the curveball. Outstanding job by Bassett against a young hitter. Curve, fastball, curve, and he strikes him out on 3 pitches for the first out. It will be Bassett's last batter. 2-2 to Ford. Got him looking. Backdoor cutter, strikes out Ford for the 2nd time. And as was the case the first time, he goes away muttering at the home plate umpire Adam Hamari.
Here comes Souza. He's 0 for 2 in the game, looking for his first hit.
Left field, that's going to get down. Scoring is Suarez, and Steven Souza Jr. with his first Mariner hit and RBI. Mariners on the board. It's 4-1 with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Bassett finally surrenders a run. Lugo coming in, and Frazier gets a curveball and flies it to shallow right. On comes Marte, side retired. Lugo leaves him loaded. Bassett gives up 1 run over 5 2/3.
So he inherits a couple of runners here. Crawford at second, Suarez at first.
We'll see what Jesse can do against the lefty.
Jesse drives one. Right field and deep. Giddy up, ball gone. We got a tie ball game. Jesse Winker with a 3-run bomb. Right on the money. His 2nd Mariner home run. Takes his RBI total of 13. Take your time, Jesse. Score it.
Patrick Mazeika leads off for the Mets. 4-4 game as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And Mazeika drives one deep right field down the line, and it's out of here. Oh boy, Patrick Mazeika puts the Mets back in front. His 2nd major league home run, and after all of the angst behind the plate, Mazeika with his bat gives the Mets the lead in the 7th inning. What an amazing moment on what has been such a frustrating day for Patrick Mazeika. And his teammates could not be happier. And now Edwin Diaz will try and lock it down. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Edwin Diaz wins the battle from Jesse Winker, and on an electric night at Citi Field, as the Mets even up the series with the Mariners winning tonight 5-4.